Hello everyone, and welcome to the Best of Things. Here's another essay video that we've made, where we'll be discussing selected topics that have shaped history and pop culture as we know it. And for this video, we're going to be talking about a legendary and well-known movie character in the history of motion picture. From his rise as a hero, to his downfall as a villain, and his redemption through the love of his children. He is Darth Vader. Created by writer and director George Lucas, Darth Vader is one of the great cinematic characters of all time. He was portrayed by David Prowse and voiced by James Earl Jones in the 1977 sci-fi adventure film, Star Wars. His character arc was known as the Empire's Deadly Enforcer, which possesses mystical powers known as the Force. And as the film went on to become a huge success, Vader's backstory was expanded on its sequels, The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, as he revealed to a defeated Luke Skywalker that he is his father, which also led him to discover that his daughter was Princess Leia Organa. His life would end, when he chose to sacrifice himself to save his son from the wrath of his master. After the conclusion of the classic trilogy, authors, publishers and licensees capitalized the growing status of Vader. And as the mid-90s came, the visual effects and CGI in film had grown into fruition, as it allowed Lucas to revisit his classic trilogy, and made his definitive edition. This also led him to announce a prequel trilogy, in which would tell the birth of the Empire and Vader's backstory. Released in 1999, the first part of the prequel trilogy introduced us to a young Anakin Skywalker, who was discovered by Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn, while his ship was stranded in their home planet of Tatooine. As he was able to free himself from slavery, Anakin began his audition and training as a Jedi Padawan, under Qui-Gon's apprentice, Obi-Wan Kenobi. As the years went on, their relationship as Master and Padawan becomes complicated, as Anakin's impatience and entitlement begin to show towards Kenobi and the Jedi Order. He has also secretly fallen in love with Padme Amidala, whom he had known since childhood, and befriending her while stranded on his home planet. The tales of Anakin's heroism and arduous campaign grew legendary, together with his new apprentice, Ahsoka Tano. At the near end of the war, Chancellor Palpatine, revealing himself as a Force user, entices him to learn the dark ways of the Force, outside the Jedi Code. He desperately joined him as his new apprentice, and renamed him as Darth Vader, putting his relationship with Kenobi and his pregnant wife at risk. The former allies would eventually fight to the death, leaving Vader burned and critically injured, as Kenobi tearfully leaves him for dead. But the newly elected Emperor Palpatine was able to rescue him and builds a new body and mask, that would eventually seal his former life, and without any knowledge of his dying wife giving birth to their children. Looking back, the completed Star Wars saga fully revealed that the main character of the whole story was Darth Vader, and it was Lucas' intention from the very beginning. A character who is a victim of his own anxiety and insecurities, from the fear of losing his mother and wife, to his ambition for knowledge and power in order to secure his family and future. Just like the scriptures from the Bible, Anakin is like Adam, created by God in his own likeness, with so much potential in life. And his downfall is similar to the temptation for the desire of knowledge and wisdom, and has to live in regret and suffering from the choices that he had made, while entombed in an artificial suit. But through the love of his son, Luke, who's a Christ-like figure, he is redeemed and was able to fulfill the prophecy of bringing balance, not just with the Force, but to himself as well. In closing, Vader's story is everyone's story as human beings. As we were once young, idealistic and ambitious, not caring of the consequences that would come before us. But as we've gotten older, the choices of our actions would eventually come to haunt us, and the struggle of overcoming despair and depression is real. But in the end, we are redeemed by our faith and love, from a remarkable man who has offered his life for us, so that we would never fall to the dark side, ever again. I'm glad you all enjoyed this video essay that we've made. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and we hope to see you all again.